Jason Gray is Managing Director for Global Federal Government at Box. Jason, welcome. It's great to see you again. Glad we got a chance to catch up. As agencies try to balance using AI for innovation and security of the applications and purity of data, how does all of that kind of fit together in one package?
Yeah, thanks for having me. So I would say the first thing is really going to be about governance, making sure that you have a cross-functional team, which I know most agencies have. I know we did, having your mission owners, privacy, security, everything baked in. So that's going to be the first. The second would really be about data management. There's a lot of different aspects of data management, but the two pieces I think about is transparency and explainability. Because when you're dealing with AI and citizen-facing information, people want to be able to validate and check and make sure. So being able to demonstrate where the data is and where it came from to say what's there is going to be really key. And then the third piece is really about security and being able to trust that your information is there. I will say this is one thing I was really impressed with Box is their Box Shield, which allows the categorization, classification of data, and the ability to search through the entire ecosystem. So, yeah.
You have a really unique visibility into what's going on across the government through the work that you did when you were CIO with the other CIOs on the CIO Council. What's your sense from talking to all those folks about where the federal data strategy is as far as defining resilience, providing that governance that you just talked about, and how agencies are implementing that?
Yeah, so deliberately and carefully, I feel like the key is being agile in the environment because there's a lot of change. The reality is in technology, modernization happens all the time. If you asked about AI 10 years ago versus literally a few days ago, it's a very different environment. So I feel like being agile and being able to adjust on the fly is going to be really key. I think coming in, one of the key things, at least for me, was making sure that I understood and had a baseline and understood this is my environment, this is what I'm responsible for, and having a solution and a capability that allows you to do that, and in some cases just with a click of a button would be really helpful.
Does how one builds to whatever the end state one is going for depend on what that baseline is? Is that different in every organization?
So it is different, but I feel like in essence, you're really trying to understand the environment because it's, as a CIO, which I'm not anymore, but it's what you're going to be held accountable for. And this is, again, having not known about Box before, but looking at a FedRAMP high intelligent content management solution, I wish I would have known because it would have allowed me to solve multiple challenges with one solution.
Both when you were at ED and when you were at USAID, you and I talked about the importance of building a culture of innovation, not just putting those tools in place. What does that look like, and how does that wrap around what agencies are trying to do with artificial intelligence now?
Yeah, I feel like the culture is absolutely critical, and that's really about collaboration, in my view. Even at USAID, I remember coming in, and it was really about focusing on being mission-centric and stakeholder engaged and stakeholder supportive. I mean, I redid my entire strategic plan to focus on that because that is absolutely critical because that's why you're there. It's not about saying no, it's about finding a safe, secure, scalable way to yes.
Mm-hmm. You talked about strategy. Are you seeing organizations that either think they need to or need to rethink those strategies to provide for some of the technologies like AI and others that organizations are trying to implement?
Yeah, so I'm seeing that a lot. And I will say that is one of the challenges I saw in government is just the time it takes to adjust and update and modernize strategy, which is why it's really important that it's done right up front. Meaning if you're too constrained, what ends up happening is you have stakeholders that say you can't do this because of this. If it's too vague, then it's up for interpretation, and you'll really have a mix where some individuals are saying you can't do this because the policy says this, but other individuals will say, oh, you can do this because the policy says this. So I feel like finding that sweet spot where the policy is effective and efficient and focused on delivering mission, which is why I feel it's really important for leadership to reinforce kind of the why. Why are we doing this? What is the impact and the outcomes that we're striving for? I will say that's one of the things transitioning from government to industry that I was concerned about. But having that ability to have sense of purpose and that job fulfillment and knowing. So while I'm not a federal CIO anymore, I am still around the federal space, and it gives me that sense of purpose where instead of serving one agency, now I get the opportunity to serve all.
Jason, it's great to catch up with you. Thanks for your time today.
Thank you.